Hello everyone. So today we are going to extend further learnings on this Informatica MDM Cloud SaaS. So myself, Sujit Patel, and together with me we have Kalpana, Pratiksha, and Virendra. So we all will present today presentation, and the today agenda is trust functionality. We'll try to understand in detail. Not trust, basically the exact match, and we will try to understand how we can implement exact match in MDM Cloud SaaS and what differences we observe if we have done the implementation of exact match in MDM on-premises. So what differences we find in MDM Cloud SaaS? So mostly this match and merge part is completely same. Either it's in on-premises or either it's in Cloud SaaS. So once we see the practical kind of snaps and practical kind of explanation, then we will be able to understand it. So as we know that for any match type, either it's exact match or either it's a fuzzy match, we have to make sure the data is there in the business entity. In the cloud SaaS, we call business entity. In on-premises, we call as a base object table. So first, we'll make sure that data is there in the business entity. And then we can define the match strategy, like which columns we want for matching and all. So list of columns we can add. That means we can confirm our match strategy. And then we can execute match and merge part to get the master record. So that's all thing we are going to see in the detail. So now I'll pass it to Pratiksha and Kalpana. You can start.
Yeah, so the agenda for today's discussion is explain practical implementation of exact match in MDM Cloud SaaS. So Informatica MDM Cloud SaaS, it provides a robust matching and deduplication framework to identify and merge duplicate records. Because it may also happen that we get the data where the duplicate records are there. So Informatica MDM Cloud SaaS, it has a framework basically that provides the deduplication of those records. One of the core matching technique available is exact match. So exact match that we are going to learn further. So this is what exact match is going to like exact match in layman terms is that the value should exactly match. So that is exact match. Like we learned in the on-prem also. And fuzzy match is like similar match. Like the value should have similar match. So that is fuzzy match. So for now, this is the definition and we are going to learn further. So here it says is exact match, which is primarily used for scenarios where record must match precisely on specific fields. That is the attributes. Now what are the steps to implement exact match in Informatica MDM Cloud SaaS? First, it defines the match rule set. So first is we have to define what is the match rule set. So in this, in Informatica MDM Cloud SaaS, match rules determine how records are identified as duplicates. Because like I've told before that the records can be duplicate as well. So first we have to filter the records, that what records are duplicates and what records are absolute. So exact matching means record must be identical. Navigate to MDM Cloud, MDM SaaS console, and then go to match and merge, and then go to match rule set. Create a new match rule set, and then choose exact match as the rule type. So these are the steps basically that we have to perform on MDM console, and we have attached the screenshot, so later you'll be seeing the steps basically. For now we have to follow these steps, so please keep in mind all these steps that we have to perform for the exact match. So moving ahead, now second step is select match columns. So what are the columns on which we have to define exact match? Define which column should be checked for an exact match. The common field for exact matching include the columns can be customer ID, for unique identifiers, email address if it is having unique records, phone number, text ID, account number, and so on. For example, if you're working with customer records, so you can give the unique records as the matching column records as the first name, last name, and email as the matching record. Then we have to ensure the data in these fields must match exactly for two records. At least for two records, the data should match and to be considered as a duplicate. So what it is saying is that for exact match, at least for two records should be same so that we can have a value out of those records as exact match, right? So moving ahead, third step is configure match rule logic. So what is the rule logic that we have to define? The matching condition is select exact match. So as we are performing exact match, so matching condition is exact match, because there is other condition also that's called fuzzy match, right? So we have to select between the two. Then threshold. So since exact matches should be absolute, we have to set the value as 100%. Third is comparison method. Now we have to choose the comparison method as case sensitive or case insensitive. That depends on our business needs. Howsoever we want the value in the records. So the example that it says is for the comparison method case sensitive or case insensitive. We have given an example over here, that is the name John Doe and John Doe at example.com. So this is one record, and other record is John Doe, comma John. This is in capital, J is in capital, and D is in capital at example.com. Right? As we can see, the difference between the two records should be matched in a case insensitive exact match. So the values are same, but the case is different. So this should come in case insensitive exact match. But this won't be counted in the duplicate because this is the same value. Just the case difference is there. So this is what it is saying. However, John Doe and John D should not match. So what it is saying is John Doe, the name John Doe and John D. These are two different records. So they should not match. In the previous example, it can match because the case insensitive difference is there. But in this next example, John Doe and John D, the values are different. So they won't match. Now, fourth is test and validate the match rule. So we have to use match simulation to test how the rule will behave with sample records. So we have to give some sample records in order to test that how the match simulation is behaving. Next is ensure that records with minor variation such as white space, that is the space, case differences, are not falsely marked as duplicate. So we have to also check, we have to do some hit and try method, that white spaces and case difference, these records are not taken as duplicate records, because otherwise the values that we are going to get in exact match would be having error record. So the values would not be concise, right? So moving ahead, now I would like to invite Kalpana to further explain the points here. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, so we have a two more points steps we have for the exact match. So here we have a five step where we deploy the match rule set. So once we validate, we deploy the match rule. For that, we have to click on the active rule set. After that, schedule or run a match job to identify the exact duplicates we have. So this is the five steps. After that, we go to the sixth step where we merge or take action on match record if we found match record. So after running the match job, we have to auto merge the exact matches if they are configured. And then we do the manual review if required. If it is required, then we review the match pairs before the merging. Then we go to the survivor rules. For that, we define the rules to retain the best record when duplicates are merged. So this is the step for the exact match. Move to the next slide. Yes. So here we have some use case example of exact match. Like if a company maintain customer records in MDM Cloud SaaS and want to ensure that no duplicate customer ID exists. So here we have a scenario on the basis of customer ID, first name, last name, and email. So as we seen for the first two records, we see they are identical, or we can say these are duplicates. So by using exact match rule on the customer ID, like 12345, and first name is John and last name Doe we have, and email we have. So the first two records are identified as duplicate and can be merged. So that's why the third record can remain distinct, or we can say different have, as we seen. So this is the difference for that. Go to the next slide. So here we have a difference between the exact match and the fuzzy match. So on the basis of the criteria, we have distinct between them, exact match and fuzzy match. So first we have a use case. Like in exact match, we have a unique identifiers like customer ID, SSN, account number. And for the fuzzy match, we have name, we have address, we have email with the potential variations, like a little bit variations we have in the name, address, email. Now if we go to the match logic, in exact match they are 100% identical, and that's why we call exact match, because they are exactly 100% identical. And fuzzy match, they are partially match allowed. Here we can allow the partial match. On the basis of performance, exact match is faster because it is 100% identical. That's why it is faster. And fuzzy match is slower because it is partial match. We have example for the fuzzy match, for the exact match, like text ID, customer ID, and email. And for the fuzzy match, like first name, last name, and address. So these are the differences between the exact match and fuzzy match. Move to next slide. So yes, we have a conclusion for the exact match. Like the exact match features in Informatica MDM Cloud SaaS is useful when we need a strict match to identify duplicates based on a unique identifier. So this ensures the high accuracy and prevent merging record that are not two duplicates. So here for the exact match, we see that if we need a strict match records or identify duplicate based on the unique identifier, then we use the exact match. So this is the whole conclusion for the exact match. Move to next slide. Yes. So here we have a match and merge job. In this slide, we performed some practical way. So now I would like to call Dhiren sir, who will explain this.
Yeah, hello. Thanks, Kalpana. So, I will be explaining from here onwards. So basically, I have put this image here in the right side of this slide. So we can see that it is for the creation of the jobs, and how we can create this match and merge jobs here. So how we can create it? So to create a match and merge jobs in a Business 360, we need to navigate to the Business 360, and from the left hand side we need to click on a new. Once we click on the new, we need this screen will open, and then we from this screen we need to select this fourth option, match and merge. And then later on, I have shown the screens again, so there we can configure job details, and which basically includes like business entity, match model version. And then once these are the setup, then we need to save, and then we are ready to run the job. Next slide. Okay, so here in the continuation of the previous image, we see these screens where we can select the options. And next. Okay, so once we have created the job and all, now we need to set up the exact match rules. So how we can set up the exact match rules? In this image we can see it. So what we need to do is we need to go to the business 360 and then we can select the entity for which we want to create the match rule, and then we can go to the match tab which is showing here in the image screenshot, and then we can create a new match rule set here which is shown in the subsequent later slides, and then we can choose the exact match and match strategy. There we will see two match strategy like fuzzy and exact, so we need to choose the exact because our goal here is to just do the exact match and then define the fields to be compared. So once we select this exact match, we need to define the fields which we need to compare for the identical matching. Next slide. Okay, we can see here there are various options available while we are configuring the exact match. We can choose these options. One of this is like we can choose the key level as extended, narrow, and all. So means like based on that, the tokens will get generated. Basically, it helping to generates the token number of tokens. Next. And here we can see that we have chosen this exact match here in this screen. Next slide. Next, please. Yeah, so once we have chosen everything, we can see here this the exact match rule set is created as we are seeing here. Next. Okay, so once this is create job means like exact match and job is created, we can submit those jobs to generate the token so that it can be merged for deduplication. So here in the bottom right, you can see either if we want to generate the token, we can click on that. Otherwise, without token generations also, we can run this job. So basically, in the exact match on premises, basically for the exact match in the on premises, we didn't have to generate the token, but in this MDM Cloud SaaS, we are allowed to generate the token also for the better matching, and also if you want to generate the token, you can click on it. Otherwise, you can simply just follow this exact match without generating the token. Next. So that's what we have for today. Thank you, everyone.